Boom, here we are. We're talking about thumbnail sketches for this four-square composition assignment. So, like I said, this one is the one that's rectilinear, using straight 90-degree angles only. So I usually would come into something like this and just start thinking about composition, right? Only straight ones. So like and they have to have 12. So this is 1. I would say that's 2. Add a 1, 3, and then I come back in and start adding some thicker ones. And thumbnail sketches are meant to be just that, super quick thumbnail sketches, like thumbnail as in small. They don't have to be giant ones. So this ones are, like I said, the 90-degree angle, rectilinear ones. This is the angle or the diagonal. So we're talking like diagonals. And I don't overthink it. I might start to do this and be like, oh, it needs something else. And everyone's different. And again, notice I'm not using a ruler. If you wanted to use a ruler, you can either use a ruler, or if you didn't have a ruler, I'm grabbing a piece of paper here, right? And I'm just gonna kind of fold it, really tight edge, clean hard edge. And then I could take, if I really wanted some tight lines or perfect, being perfect or whatever, I can this to do just that. You know what I'm saying? At any rate, diagonals, thin ones, thick ones. I find that a nice variety, kind of like this right here, some thick and some thin, makes it nice. So you can have some chunky ones here, right? And then add some smaller ones in after the fact. And when you're done, you're going to be like, this is the one. I don't care if you like dot it or like star it or maybe circle it. I said circle it in the thing, which I think is smart because we'll be able to really see it and it'll keep everybody consistent. This one is using, circular lines or round lines or organic, is another way to use this. Or I love that the guy in the video said free form, right? So it's kind of doing that, like. And the other thing I want to push is like, come right to the edge on your things. Don't just have everything centered. Be thinking about that. I'm thinking about like how or which of these. I kind of like this one, how it was starting to go. It made it look like, the object was coming over, or it was like kind of tucking, like if you see that line I just made it there, it kind of plays with the idea of like in front of or behind, overlapping right here. And then this one, the third or the fourth one and final one, is a combination of all three. So some that are straight up and down, 90-degree angles, right? And again, thumbnail sketches, they don't have to be perfect. You can have some thin and some thick. So those are like the 90-degree ones. Throw some angles in there as well. And the angles can be, wider like this. And sometimes as you're drawing, if you don't like your edge, you can clean things up. So I'm working really fast, not overthinking. And then I might step back and be like, oh, I like this. And then throw some of that organic round stuff in there too. Whoop. I'm a hard presser. I always have 2 pencils. And then I might come in and fill in every other one of these. You can play around, like I said, with the foreground and the middle ground, like the foreground and the background, and coming forward or whatever. So imagine, you can be as detailed as you want, but at least 12 lines. How do you measure that 12 lines? Well, I'm just trying to say I want it to be full. I want it to come to the edge. I'm not going to be like, oh, you have 11 and a half lines only. That's a 92. No, but I really want it to be full. You know what I mean? So think about that. Don't just like leave it thin like that. Have some like really nice, variety, boldness. I like this one. I like that one. Kind of, I don't know yet. I like this one, but I haven't done that one. So you would do this, and this is what would be your Wednesday homework, is to do at least 3 or 4 thumbnail sketches and then choose them. So then right? I'm walking over to my nicer paper that I got everybody. So this stuff is a little bit thicker. This stuff right here that I'm working on is just it's just a copy paper, right? Photocopy paper. So I'm gonna move these out of the way. Maybe kind of keep them up here a little bit so you can still see them. And this is my nicer paper. So let's just say, and again, I'm not gonna be like, oh, that's not exactly what you said. But if I know that I kind of want to do this one, I liked how, and I'm pressing real light. I like how I started in the corner, generally speaking. I like how they got a little thicker. And then maybe, like I said, some of these came out a little bit. And it's okay if things change. I think, good art changes as you go. Like, I'm not a big, I have to do this one exactly like that. But maybe I'll kind of like the general idea of it. The great thing about a pencil is you can erase clearly. But then when you're ready, right, I'm going to take the Sharpie and carefully fill in these lines. And if you're working at home on somebody's nice table, I just got some Sharpie on there. Don't get mom to want to be very angry at you because you got Sharpie on her stuff on your nice table. Put something down under it, and that way when you work on it, and you're not going to get it on a nice table. It is permanent marker, right? And like when that happens, boom. And also look at the backside. It does bleed, so just be aware. Don't ruin your stuff. I go back in and tighten things up. And then like this is my original, I'm just kind of following my original lines here, but I can decide as I go to add more or to be like, you know what, this one needs to be thicker. I like how, that's the beauty of the Sharpie. It's so bold, so dynamic, like the line quality is just so thick. And I can also come in later and add more detailed lines. So I could keep working here. If I don't like something, I can kind of use the line, or use the Sharpie to clean it up. Just go bold. Like I said, I could work on these for a long time, just clean them up, making them really nice, clean up my edges, and in the end, I'll have this really beautiful, hopefully, really dynamic, dark composition. How you arrange the lines on the page. So everyone should have a brand new Sharpie that I gave you last week. If you don't, let me know. We'll get it to you, or we'll put one at the office or whatever if you forget it. If you don't have that stuff, and I would just keep cleaning this up. These these lines are important to me. And maybe this is where a ruler type person would really like that, but I just keep kind of cleaning them up and go. Leave myself plenty of room in there. Anyway, I could go on and on and on and just keep building and adding to my rectilinear composition, right? So you can see how that would build up and just keep coming. At the end, you're going to bring 4 of these into me. And here's how I prefer. Like, in the end, I'm not going to be sure if this is up or that is up, which side. So you kind of got to look at it and decide as we do. And if you're not sure, we can do it right when you come in. We can all play the game. I love doing this. Like, is that good or is that good? And then in the end, if I want that to be the up, and I like that the best, you're going to flip it over and you're going to write your name. Like, I'll write Mass, and I'll put the arrow pointing to the direction that's up. So as a teacher, I know that that's the top. You know what I mean? And then when you're ready to photograph all your stuff, here's how I would prefer you do it. Line it up real nicely, windowsill. I don't, something you don't have to put on a white piece of paper, but keep it clean. Whoop. what I'm saying here. And then photograph it nice and square in whichever order looks good to you. Submit that to the project and we should be all good.